When the world wasn't enough. The story of Saint Gabriel of Our Lady of Sorrows. Picture this. A young man, standing at the edge of adulthood, with the whole world laid out at his feet. His name was Francesco Possenti. Born in Assisi in 1838, the same town as Saint Francis and Saint Clare, he seemed to have it all. Handsome, charismatic, sharp as a whip, dressed better than anyone around him. Honestly, he'd be the type showing off designer fits today without even trying. Life loved him, and he loved life back. He wasn't just a pretty face either. Francesco had the kind of personality that could light up a room, charming, quick-witted, the guy you'd want at every party. He loved the outdoors, was a solid shot on hunting trips, enjoyed the arts, read novels, played music, and even performed in small theater productions where people would swoon at the sound of his voice. Everything about him screamed potential. He was the one everyone bet on to climb high, make it big, live a life of luxury and fame. But life isn't always a straight path, and Francesco's story had cracks right from the start. He lost his mother when he was just 4. Tiny, confused, reaching for a mother's arms that were no longer there. All he got was adults pointing to the sky saying, "She's up there, watching over you." That wound stayed with him, hidden beneath the bright smile and lively spirit. And through that loss, something else took root. A tender devotion to Mary, the Mother of God, the only mother he could now turn to whenever his heart ached. As he grew, Francesco juggled two worlds, the glitter of society and the quiet pull of something deeper. He loved the buzz of life, but never laughed at prayer. He could party and still kneel in church the next morning, unashamed. His heart was big, and so was his temper sometimes, quick to feel, quick to react. But under it all was a boy who cried easily at suffering, who couldn't turn his eyes away from poverty and pain. On the surface, everything pointed toward a glittering future. His father, a high official in the Papal States, had mapped out a prestigious career for him. Francesco was already shadowing him, learning the ropes of governance and power. It all seemed inevitable. But then the ground shifted. In 1855, Francesco lost someone else, his beloved sister Maria Luisa. Cholera took her away, brutally, without warning. Her death shattered him. It cracked open the polished, confident exterior, exposing a heart that was already carrying too much grief. He started questioning everything. What's the point of all this? The applause, the fame, the luxury, none of it could bring her back. Still, the final turning point came months later. It was August 22, 1856. Spoleto was alive with celebration for the Feast of the Assumption. A huge procession wound through the streets, carrying a statue of the Virgin Mary. Francesco, now 18, found himself kneeling among the crowd, feeling strangely restless inside. As the statue passed by, something unimaginable happened. He felt her eyes. He felt Mary looking for someone, and finding him. In that sacred, electric moment, he felt a fire ignite in his chest. He heard a voice, clear as anything. "Francesco, what are you doing in this world? This isn't where you belong. Follow your calling." It wasn't dramatic on the outside, just a boy kneeling quietly. But inside, everything broke apart. The world he had built for himself crumbled in an instant. The applause, the ambition, the dreams of success, they all faded into dust compared to the overwhelming, burning love he felt pulling him somewhere else, somewhere higher. He couldn't go back. A few weeks later, despite his father's protests, Francesco packed up his dreams of fame and traded them for a simple passionist habit. He became Brother Gabriele of Our Lady of Sorrows. And guess what? He wasn't dragged kicking and screaming into this new life. He ran toward it. Gabriel threw himself into his new world, the silence, the sacrifices, the discipline. It wasn't easy. Passionist life was tough, cold rooms, strict rules, endless prayer, real poverty. But Gabriel embraced it all like a man who had found the one thing worth giving up everything for. His days were soaked in meditation on the Passion of Christ. His love for the Virgin Mary, that mother who had called him by name, only deepened. He made a personal vow to spread devotion to her sorrows, to honor the tears she shed for her son. But even as his spirit soared, his body weakened. The strict life, the sacrifices, his naturally fragile health, it all took a toll. Tuberculosis began to consume him, little by little. In 1859, Gabriel and his fellow novices moved to Isola del Gran Sasso to continue their studies. By then, Gabriel knew. He knew his time on earth would be short. And he wasn't afraid. As he grew sicker, he kept smiling. Kept serving. Kept praying. He even asked his confessor to destroy a secret diary he had written about the miracles and graces he had experienced, worried that if he lived to read it, pride might sneak into his heart at the last moment. Gabriel Possenti, the golden boy of Assisi, the heartbreaker, the rising star of society, died quietly, humbly, hidden away in a small Passionist monastery at just 24 years old, on February 27, 1862. He never became the famous politician his father dreamed of. He never lived the glittering life everyone expected. He became something far greater, a saint. And the world didn't forget. By 1920, he was canonized, officially recognized by the Church as a saint. 6 years later, he was declared patron saint of Catholic youth. And today, in Isola del Gran Sasso, thousands of young people every year still make the pilgrimage to his shrine. They kneel where he lived, where he prayed, where he gave his life to God. They don't see a stuffy, distant figure from the past. They see someone like them, someone who knew what it meant to dream, to love life, to chase happiness, and still found something greater, something worth giving up everything for. Because sometimes the world just isn't enough. Sometimes, you're made for more. Just like Saint Gabriel of Our Lady of Sorrows.